It is morning. I can't hear myself, Craig, but I usually do in these earphones. You know, and I hear myself enough, so I should hear. There we go. I hear myself enough. And, you know, sometimes in the middle of the night I hear myself. I'm awake.
But it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, anybody else? Jesse just shut the lights out
Yeah,
on us.
lights out.
How's going on? Oh.
For our Facebook Live viewers, sorry about that. Thought you were going into a fun house there for just a second, man. Like, is this the scary part? Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
they think that every week when they come on. You never know what we're gonna be talking about.
Holy smoke. Hey, Jeremy Larkin here, host of the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive down at Cherry Creek Radio Studios. It's July 25th. And by the way, I don't know if anyone is, I had no idea that there was going to be a big old festivity over at the Washington City Rec Center, and they had this incredible fireworks celebration. And I came out of a meeting late, and my son was there with some friends, with his neighbors, and they said, hey, we're here. I ran over there, and I sat right there below the rec center overlooking the baseball fields, and they shot the fireworks off of the baseball fields, and I was physically underneath, and it was epic. I mean, it was 15 minutes in, we started going, I think it's enough. I mean, it was an incredible firework. Did you know they were doing that? You guys probably talked about it on the radio, didn't you, Craig?
We did a little bit, but I didn't realize it was that big. In fact, we had the mayor on, Kenny Nelson.
Oh,
Is
Kenny
this
came
the
on.
first year it's
Kenny's
been
such a
that
good man.
big?
That's cool.
It was really big.
I don't usually, I'm a hurricaneite, so I don't get over here very often at night.
And here's the thing, we love you in spite of it, like, it's unconditional love.
That's right.
That we've got for you. So this is pretty crazy. It was really incredible, and there were so many people, and there you have it. And probably my favorite part is I pulled up in front of that Washington City Elementary, Washington Elementary, and all along the front of the school has that red no parking zone. No parking anytime. But I looked at it, right, and of course it's no parking for the unloading and loading. And I said, it's 10 o'clock on a 24th of July. So I felt like I had really done something. I know Washington City Police, I know you heard me right now. I know you hear me. I may have parked it, I actually set the example, and sadly, when I got back, it was full, right? So I managed to get a parking space. This is really incredible. So,
You didn't
congrats.
get a ticket, though.
No. Well, here's the thing. These guys, they were busy. And they're busy trying to make sure that the world didn't go on fire. And then trying to get people out of there. And Jesse, the real estate insights that I had, holy cow, nobody could get out. Nobody could go south. Nobody could go west. So you couldn't get on Telegraph. You couldn't go west. So what did I do? I took all those surface streets. I took Bullock across, and then I went down Community Center Drive, Peckville across, down Community Center Drive, across Bullock, back up 700 East through those old neighborhoods, across Bluff View, back to the Maverick, and got on the freeway, and I was out of there. And it was very grateful that we sold a lot of homes in that area. Because what would I have done to have to wait an extra 6 or 7 minutes in my life to get out of there? Hey, Craig Bennett, by the way, is in the studio with us today. We're missing Andy, but
We
we'll
are,
take it.
yeah.
Where's he at today?
He's, let's see, it is about 7:30. He's probably not quite on the beach in San Diego right now,
Man.
but he's in San Diego.
Well,
We'll forgive him.
we
this
will
time.
forgive him. He's got to do it. He's got to go be,
Yeah.
he's got to be a human being. But we like having Craig here. Craig lives up in Parowan.
I do, I'm a Parowanite. To
Parowanite.
go along with a Hurricaneite.
Are they the Rams? Parowan Rams?
Parowan Rams.
Rams.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. I love Parowan. Craig and I have talked about Parowan
Yeah, I
extensively.
love it.
That place is so cool. And of course, the weather right now is
Oh.
just so
Perfect,
incredible.
perfect.
Yeah, it is incredible. I went up to, where was that? Oh, I went up to Navajo Lake last Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Riding bikes with the kids and the biking team, and came back down to Cedar City. And I had that little wave of sleep, that hits you when you're in the car and you say, if I don't pull over for 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So I came out of Cedar Canyon and I went north and went to the city park.
Oh, yeah.
The classic city park.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
pulled
just as you come out, yeah.
I just pulled into a shady parking spot, and man, and then I got out and I was wandering around thinking, I know this sucks in the winter, but
Oh, it's nice.
maybe I should be up here right now. Maybe
You should move there.
Maybe I should.
Summer home.
I've wanted to have something in Parowan, actually, and I've talked about it. I'm still working on it.
Cool.
All right, so, folks, 25th of July, 2019, I've got Jesse Paul here in the studio. He's been a little quiet. He's over there.
Good morning.
He's his wheels are turning, and
I'm just waiting for you to be ready.
He's got his wheels turning, and this guy. Let me tell you about this dude. He's in the office basically every day at 7 o'clock in the morning,
Close.
Sometimes 6:30, sometimes 6:30.
I would prefer 6:30, but I don't always get out of the house by then.
He, Jesse, for some of you who are just listening and haven't heard our show before, and if you haven't heard our show, I'm trying to figure out what your problem is. You don't have a problem. You probably just don't put it on the radio. And of course, we broadcast on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, facebook.com/Jeremy Larkin. And we are on 890 AM radio, of course, for our radio listeners, and 94.9 FM. So Jesse has been with our company now for, what, are we pushing 4 years? Probably?
2000, yeah, or 5.
Pushing 5.
Yeah.
Well, we just crossed 4.
We just
We
crossed
crossed 4 in June.
I'm well into my 50s.
We finished at 4. So Jesse came on, was actually what we call an inside sales agent or a client concierge, and spent just so many hours on the phone, nurturing and taking care of our clients and kind of, nursing them along to when they were ready to make a decision to buy or sell. And said, hey, I don't want to do that anymore, because that got a little tiresome.
It's draining when you're just in your office by yourself all the time, and
Yeah.
I love helping people. I love face-to-face contact.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I know you do. So, it's not that, I don't know if the word is graduated, he just decided to kind of move from that
Yeah.
position into a real
Moved
sales
on.
role. And this guy, he's gonna share some things with you today. Actually, a pretty incredible experience from over the weekend. Incredible experience over the weekend. Jesse is truly, I wanna tell people out there, I often get told, you're such a great salesman. Because people mistake, and Craig, I bet you get this, people think that being able to talk well means you're a great salesman. Right?
No.
Not the same, not the
True.
same. Me being able to speak on the radio, live, or do a video, or that doesn't mean I'm a great salesperson. That means I'm just comfortable speaking, okay? Jesse is one of the truly great salespeople I've ever met, and I need folks to understand, well, what does that mean? Is he great at just convincing people to do stuff? It's not about convincing. The very best salespeople find out what people need, and then they help them get that. And Zig Ziglar was famous for saying, and I'm gonna flatter this guy today a little bit, but Zig Ziglar was.
I wasn't expecting this.
Well, yes, it was really good. Saying that you can have anything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. And so Jesse's on the show with us every week, but today I brought him on specifically. So yeah, man, you just do incredible. And if you can see him behind the scenes when he's just so aggravated if he can't help the client get what they want, and there's got to be another way. I've tried all of the ways, but there must be another.
There's one more.
Maybe there's a
Must be
solution that I
something.
haven't seen to help my client get the money they need out of their home, right?
Yeah.
And he's in here today. We're going to specifically talk about some, and we said 5, but it doesn't have to be 5. Some really ninja Jedi type, since everyone loves ninjas and Jedis, right? I loved ninjas when I was a kid. Tactics to sell your home for more money. And by the way, this is not a Google article where it's like, stage it, take professional photos. That's like this one.
That's like 101.
Well, it's 101 in that, I heard something really great the other day. You can go to these, like a stress management seminar, and the breakouts will be things like sleep, exercise, nutrition. Really?
Mhm.
Thanks for popping in and telling us what everybody knows. So this is not 3 to 5 tactics that you get off of Google, like, here's the 5 ways to sell your home. Clean it up, stage it, shoot professional photos, put it on the MLS, hire a good agent. No, we're not talking about that thing. We're talking about real strategies. Teaser? How about a teaser? How about a $788,000 home that we sold
Mhm.
for $799,000, right? We've talked about this in there. Could you imagine, folks, that at $750,000 that we could have actually produced a buyer that paid $11,000 more than the seller's asking price? In a price point where you would just think, Jesse, wouldn't you,
Mhm.
that, well, every buyer's gonna offer 50 to 100 below ask. We had 3 other buyers lined up,
Mhm.
okay? Jesse had a situation that he's gonna talk to us about over the weekend, a $500,000 home. We're using a couple of these strategies. He went from having 1 offer below the asking price to having 2 offers. Did one go above or at?
Above.
two offers, one was above the asking price, over $500,000. And, just so you know, we both got a face for radio, so it wasn't our good looks. You know, I mean, this is really, so, talk to us about this.
So, what happened was, I'm gonna tell the whole story, just because I wanna not just look good, I wanna talk about really the whole
You already
situation.
look great.
So, what happened was, we had a fast close cash offer that was probably 18 grand low.
$18,000
Lower than we were asking.
below a $500,000.
We've been on the market 3 weeks, we've had 17 showings, so we knew we weren't that far off. We knew we were really close. If you've had 10 showings in a month, you are most likely within either 0.5% or 1% of your fair market value of where a buyer would probably come in.
So if I put my home on the market, I get 10 showings, 10 agents bringing a buyer through,
In 1 month,
I'm probably within 1%. You mean like,
Yeah.
like if I have a $400,000 listing, it's probably worth $395 or more, basically, right?
yeah, probably, because
Okay,
you
so
should
I'm-
see an offer.
I'm really close.
You should see an offer every 8 showings or so.
Okay,
That's
all right.
what we figured out. But, so, we countered that one, but while we were waiting, I thought, you know, what else can we do to really get these guys, to know we got the most money possible? So we had a kind of a hard conversation, me and the clients, because, you know, they wanted me to take a hit too, and we talked through that,
A really hard conversation.
you know, and I didn't feel like I handled it well. Not that I handled it bad, I just didn't feel like I left it the way I would like to.
Yeah, because the client felt like, hey,
Yeah.
if we can't get this, honestly, top of market price.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to reset that energy. This was all around resetting energy. Well, I do this tactic every time, but what I did is I reached out to every person that I knew had an interested buyer,
How many people had shown that home again?
17.
So these
And I
guys
had
get,
3
yeah,
that were really interested.
17 agents bring their buyer through. $500,000, by the way. So, you know,
So-
and by the way, step number 1, this is technique number 1, and it's energy.
Mhm.
And people are gonna be like, are you serious right now?
It's
But you're
real.
gonna see, energy is the
It's a deciding
strategy,
factor.
right? But the tactics we're gonna talk about.
Right,
'Cause-
so the tactic I used is I reached out to and this is a Sunday, by the way, because I had an offer that I had to reply Sunday.
And if you're, by the way, if you have a home on market and an agent comes in and sends a contract on Saturday and says, we want a response by Sunday, if you want to play
You have
in the
to.
realm, you do have to respond. So people, a lot don't want to deal with it on Sunday. Well, sometimes you don't have a choice. That's the world we play in.
Right,
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
so, and one of those buyers or agents that I reached out to had buyers that were just sitting on the fence, waiting and making sure they were doing the right thing. And they came forward with an offer. And that one was also lower. So.
How would this agent, so 17 agents go through, one writes an offer, your clients are not getting quite what they want out of the house. You said, listen, I think we can change the energy. So you go and start calling
Right,
everybody who had a serious interest in the home.
right.
Is there any way on a Sunday afternoon that agent who had apparently they had some people who were interested, but like, they weren't pushed over the edge?
They weren't, and they were waiting, a lot of buyers, first of all, this is a big decision. Second of all, a lot of them are just waiting to see what happens. They don't realize, and this is how important energy is. How many times, Jeremy, have we seen a home sit for months, and out of the blue, we'll get 2 offers at once?
Yeah, we're talking 120 days on the market, and everyone's like, well, no one's gonna buy this. A buyer offers on Monday, and Tuesday morning, a second buyer offers, and the first buyer's like,
What the heck?
you guys must be pulling my chain. No.
It's
no.
not, like,
So there's
that-
no way that this agent who had a buyer who was on the fence about this home, there's no way they would have known had you not said, listen,
Right,
we're calling right now
I
and
am
saying,
in the
we have one bird in the hand, okay? Do you want to get in on the fun while you still can?
right.
I can tell you right now, I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't know, and maybe I'm completely wrong. I've never spoken with 5 agents who do that. I would assume maybe there's 20 or 30 in the county. But I do not speak to people who make that kind of effort.
But isn't it the best interest of the seller to do that?
It's 100%.
I think it is. I think that, well, I don't feel like I'm doing my full job unless I've given it every idea that I have.
So energetically, this is funny, I challenged you and said, I don't think you should bother people on Sunday. And you said, I don't have a choice. So you went for it.
Mhm.
In comes the second offer.
Yep.
Now, with 2 offers, we've gone from single offer to what we call a
Multiple offer.
multiple offer, or bidding war.
Yep.
We're now in a bidding war. Folks, the only way to get the absolute most for any object you're selling, to truly know, would be to have multiple buyers for what you're selling, competing against each other, right?
So this is
But
kind
it's
of
rare.
funny, because think through the buyer situation for a second. The second buyer's probably thinking, oh, maybe I can go in there and get it. They wouldn't even be calling us if it was a great offer. Well, yeah, I would.
Mhm.
I would.
Mhm.
I'd be calling you no matter what the offer was.
Right.
Because that's the best interest of us. It's just like a buyer, they're looking at 10 homes. Why can't a seller talk to 10 buyers after they get an offer?
Well,
Why
absolutely.
wouldn't they?
So it was this kind of going, hey, any more bids? Going once, going twice,
Mhm.
sold the highest bidder. So, and I wanna move through this, cause we'll run out of time. So the sum of this outcome is, you get the offers up, $18,000.
Yeah.
18,000
Yeah,
bucks.
well, more than that. 20.
So,
From the bottom.
okay,
but-
so energy, and Jesse said something to me on the phone that day, he said, I think we could get way more energy around this property.
Mhm.
And we're gonna come up, so energy is this kind of general heading. But, it's a strategy, now there's tactics come below that. The first tactic is, he called every single, and this is the cool thing about showing time.
Mhm.
See,
I
we
pull it
tr-
up,
yeah.
Who showed it, what was their feedback?
Yeah, we know
I
exactly
didn't
what
call
your
every
agent.
one of them, because I know the ones that just didn't like the
Uh-huh.
house, or they bought another one. I'm paying attention.
Yeah, we track for every one of our clients, every single showing in the home, we know exactly who the agent was, we know what minute of the day they went
Right.
to the home. So, number one is you went back and you actually created
Mhm.
a multiple offer situation by notifying people, and by the way, there's a fear of something that causes people to get involved in that. What is the fear?
The fear of loss.
Fear of loss
And-
is
And that's
way
exactly
motivating.
what happened, because they were afraid they were gonna lose that property. See,
Mm-hmm.
everybody believes that, oh, it'll be here when I get back. Probably not. Because you just changed the energy by liking it. I'm a little bit weird, I know, but
It's-
I really
this is
think
too-
it's true.
Yeah, this is not woo-woo, this is completely,
I
this is
just,
So we've dealt with clients over the years who, gosh, I've dealt with clients recently. And they basically put energy into the home, sounds wild. But their energy around the sale actually is stopping the sale,
right.
right? And often, so here's the energy that's really problematic. Here's the problem. You know what? I paid X, and if I can't get Y, I'm just not going to sell it. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's even any buyers in my price range buying anyway. That energetically is a sale killer, right? It is a sale
Right,
killer.
so you can either change that energy or try to help change that.
Yes.
Because we can't control that.
So-
but we
so
can
here's number two.
certainly Help.
Yeah, and this
Okay.
is when this one really throws agents off and ticks them off. Let's say we have a home on the market, $350,000.
Mhm.
We get an offer at $340.
Yep.
Right in the middle of the $340 negotiation, we drop the price to $344.9.
So I don't know why that makes people angry, because like, again, the
Mhm.
buyer's
Mhm.
thinking about 5 different homes. The seller has not accepted an offer. If the buyer was really that serious, they should have came in with a better offer. And if the seller's willing to counter at $344.9, then they should have at least a little opportunity to have that on the market. So that does 2 things. That sends a message to the buyer, hey, we're pretty serious. So you can either accept our counter or not, but we're gonna get this price.
And here's what we get. When you have a buyer that's offered $340 on a $350,000 house,
Mhm.
and we drop the price to $345, we have now created the fear of what, Jesse?
Fear of loss.
Fear of loss, because now the buyer says, they just dropped it at $345, what if another buyer comes in? Well, Jesse, what happens when we do reduce the price? Across the entire internet landscape of real estate, when we reduce the price, what does a listing do?
It resets, it goes right into the hot
It
sheet.
shows back
It
up
shows
at the
back
top
up
of
in-
everybody's search, it shows back on Zillow as price reduced, the MLS is price reduced. if you have 300 buyers who have an email drip coming to their
Mhm.
inbox every day telling them about all the great new homes in the 3 to 400 range, they get an email, hey, price reduced.
Mhm.
Now what we've done is we've created a frenzy, we've created a fear of loss,
Mhm.
and again, we create a bidding war. Now, here's why agents get angry. They get angry because they think for some reason like that we're playing with them. And here's what
Well,
people,
no, that
here's what
is the
people,
best interest of the seller, just like it was the best interest of their buyer to put in the low offer.
correct. They forget basically.
I'm not working for
yeah,
their buyer or them.
Yeah, we have to cooperate so much, what we call co-opetition with other
Mhm.
realtors in town, that sometimes we actually forget, not that they're not our friends, we forget that they are representing someone else.
Right, and my job for this seller is to do the very best job for them and to get them the highest price the market will bear.
Mhm.
If I don't use every tactic that I know of, then I'm not doing my job. And that is not unethical, it's not illegal, it's not anything. The seller could do anything they wanted. They don't even have to accept a full price offer.
Oh, no, not at all.
Like, so, am I representing my client to the fullest extent?
Yeah,
Right.
correct. Okay, let's talk about
This
another
comes back
tactic.
to that.
Let's talk about another tactic. So, when we put a home on the market often, and by the way, folks, I'm Jeremy Larkin, host of the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive with Jesse Paul, my business partner. This guy is fantastic at just, if you think about, squeezing squeezing the onion, wringing out that rag to every drop, just bleeding it dry to get every single penny out of a client's home, right? I mean, you have, holy smoke.
So
You've
my
done
my average this year is 99.
99 what?
99% for my clients.
Yeah, but I thought everybody wanted it 5 or 10% off of the asking price.
They don't.
Yeah.
The lowest one that I had was 95%, and that's
Yeah.
because we were stretching. We were
Yeah.
really stretching, and we knew it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We knew we were stretching, and we knew right where it was gonna come in, but that we had to try.
So, yeah, we're talking about getting the absolute most money out of your home, and it's by getting out of things like home staging, yes, check, got it. Professional photography, check. All these things are minimum standards. It's just what you would expect, right? Is it not? It's just what you would expect to do this, I mean, at the end of the day. So, that is a really fun one, and your clients, by the way, great people, and, I hope they're happy.
They were in
because
shock.
Yeah, they're in
They were
shock.
really in shock.
So much so that I think they're concerned that the home won't even appraise for the right amount of money,
Yeah, we took care of that.
right? Yeah, and you've got.
And we'll talk about that
Yeah,
another time.
yeah, with the handle and the contract. So these are tactics and strategies. Energy is such a big deal. Strategic pricing, strategic pricing. Here's the last one. You go put a home on the market, a lot of our clients, they say, well, can you put it on the market tomorrow? We met them today and they want us to take photos and put it on tomorrow. Timing is the tactic.
Yeah, you could, but you're
When do we put
hurting
all,
yourself.
when do all the listings go on the market in the last 2 minutes?
Thursday.
Absolutely Thursday.
Yep.
They don't go on Wednesday, do they?
Nope.
They don't go on Friday.
Nope.
And if we can control it, how soon can someone write an offer? If we've got any control over it?
It's
Not
better to
until
wait
then.
till Monday of the next week.
Why, give us we got 30 seconds. Why Thursday and why no offers till Monday?
Thursday, because we are a weekend market. We want our listings to be fresh and hit the hot sheets Friday morning for the weekend, for the people coming down from Salt Lake or in from Vegas or wherever they're coming from. We want that there. So the reason we don't want to see an offer too fast is because we don't always find the best buyer in that scenario. We need to give it time to find, for the whole market to see it and then deal with the offers.
Yeah, if we don't have enough time to, we recently sold the one over there in Red Cliffs with Desley's family.
Mhm.
9 offers. We actually had an offer come in $25,000 over the asking price. We knew it would never appraise.
Mhm.
We put it on the market on a Thursday. We would not allow anyone to make an offer until
Mhm.
Monday. It requires the whole weekend to make sure that every possible buyer has seen it. Folks, you can get more money for your home. You really can, but you've got to be intentional about it. Get the right energy, the right pricing strategy, and the right timing. Visit us at soldinstgeorge.com, soldinstgeorge.com if you would like to visit about your personal situation.
Well, guys.
Let's have a hot and muggy Thursday.